Konnichiwa, bitches! Fangirl Sarah does. I gotta admit, Conspirators of Pleasure is probably one of the most bizarre films I've ever watched. It was as if this film took my logic out on a date, fucked it in every orifice, and then never gave it a call the next day.
She's a flaw, fucking paranoid. That's the way I pull you along with me. Anything you get is up because of me. Everything I do, you do along with me. No matter where you run, you can.
The film follows 6 individuals with really bizarre fetishes as their lives intertwine with each other in some way. Now you guys know I suck at names, so I decided to just make nicknames for each character based on their fetishes. You got a dude who buys a fuck ton of porn magazines and uses them to make this huge ass paper mache chicken mask. He also alters some wings, or he also altered like some umbrellas so they look like wings. We will call him the Clucker Fucker. A perverted little man who runs the magazine stand has a huge obsession with the female news anchor in this film. We will call him Carpal Tunnel, because he actually made a huge ass machine that jerks him off when he's watching the news. Clucker Fucker's neighbor chick, who has just such a creepy vibe about her, seems to have a really warped obsession or attraction towards him. We will call her the Hag Beast. A mail carrier lady has a weird obsession with making copious amounts of little balls of bread and puts them in her nose and her ears. We will call her the Yeast Beast. A cop goes to various shops obtaining items with very striking textures. For example, he will steal snippets of fur or goes off to get a rolling pin and then alters it so there's a bunch of like spikes sticking out of it. His bizarre fetish is a super obsession with various textures to rub against his body, no matter how painful or pleasurable it may be. We will call him Officer Shroom, because I remember the first time I ever did shrooms, and I too wanted to just like rub myself against all textures. The news anchor lady, who is also the wife of Officer Shroom, feels extremely neglected because all her husband ever does is go to his shed and create new tools to fuel this really intense sensory overload desire he has. She obtains a bucket of koi fish, because why the fuck not, and then has a very intense orgasm when she puts her feet in the bucket and the koi fish starts sucking on her toes. Since this chick looks super basic and beat up, we will call her the Magic Cart Chick. This film jumps from character to character, but as it goes on, their paths start to slowly become conjoined in some sense, even if it's kind of vague. There's really no dialogue. The film makes you indulge in the characters' fetishes and lets their obsessions speak for themselves. I really do commend a director who can still achieve very vivid character development without words. There are a few scenes that will suddenly be in claymation style and then switches back to the real people. It definitely adds a interesting spin on it to jump from animation then back to reality, but it's still being the exact same scene. When you watch it for the first time, you may be, mind-fucked.
It's something you'll get used to. A mental mindfuck can be nice.
But you'll have this sneaking suspicion that maybe there is a message deeper within the film that's buried under all the goofy random layers. In my opinion, it's definitely one of those films that requires being seen multiple times. Trying to see something different every time, being open-minded and alert. As bizarre as it was, I really did enjoy this film. I highly recommend it to you guys if you feel just watching something really weird and different. It was tough. I laughed, I cringed a couple of times. It was just, everybody was happy. So definitely go check out Conspirators of Pleasure. Sayonara, bitches.